The vast emptiness of space suddenly lit up with a bright flash. A massive ship appeared out of nowhere. This was the human battleship called Thunderbolt. It was huge, bigger than any spaceship ever seen in this part of the galaxy. The Thunderbolt came out of hyperspace near a group of planets. These planets were home to the Galactic Council. The Council was a group of alien races who worked together to keep peace in the galaxy. They had never seen humans before. On the bridge of the Thunderbolt stood Captain Jae-hoon Kim. He was a tall man with short black hair and serious eyes. Captain Kim looked out at the stars and the alien ships nearby. He felt proud but also a little worried. This was the first time humans had traveled so far from Earth. "Status report," Captain Kim said in a calm voice. A young woman with long hair tied back in a ponytail turned to him. This was Lieutenant Min Seo Lee. "All systems are working well, Captain," she said. "Our shields are up, and weapons are ready if we need them." Captain Kim nodded. He hoped they wouldn't need weapons. Humans came in peace, but they were ready for anything. Suddenly, alarms started to ring on the alien ships. The Thunderbolt was so big that the aliens thought it might be dangerous. Small ships started to fly around the human battleship. They looked like tiny bugs next to the massive Thunderbolt. On one of the Council planets, aliens of all shapes and sizes ran around in a panic. Some had tentacles, others had wings, and some looked like walking plants. They all shared one feeling: fear. In the main Council building, a tall alien with blue skin and 4 arms raised his voice. This was High Counselor Zax. "Quiet, everyone," he shouted. "We need to think clearly." The room fell silent. All eyes turned to Zax. "We don't know who these newcomers are," Zax said, "but their ship is bigger than anything we've ever seen. We must be careful." Another alien, this one short and covered in fur, spoke up. "But what if they're here to attack us?" he asked in a shaky voice. Zax shook his head. "If they wanted to attack, they would have done it already," he said. "No, I think they're here to talk." Back on the Thunderbolt, Captain Kim was thinking about what to do next. He turned to a small, round robot floating next to him. "Jai-ho, what do you think?" he asked. The robot, whose full name was Navigation Intelligence Jai-ho, made a humming sound. "Based on their reactions, the aliens are scared," Jai-ho said. "We should try to calm them down." Captain Kim agreed. He pressed a button on his chair. "Ambassador Sumin Park to the bridge," he said. A few minutes later, the doors opened. A woman with a kind face and graying hair walked in. This was Ambassador Park. She had studied alien cultures for years and was the best person to talk to the Council. "Ambassador," Captain Kim said, "it's time to say hello to our new neighbors." Ambassador Park smiled. "I'm ready, Captain," she said. "Let's hope they're ready for us." Captain Kim turned back to the big window at the front of the bridge. He could see the alien ships moving around, still unsure what to do. This is it, he thought, the moment humans join the galactic community. He took a deep breath and gave the order, "Open a channel to the alien ships. Let's introduce ourselves to the galaxy." As the communication officers worked to make contact, everyone on the bridge felt excited and nervous. They were about to change history. Humans were no longer alone in the universe, and the universe was about to meet humanity. The Thunderbolt hung in space, a giant among the stars. Inside, the crew waited to see what would happen next. Would the aliens welcome them? Would there be trouble? Whatever happened, this was the start of a new chapter for humanity. The first words were about to be spoken between humans and aliens. The galaxy would never be the same again. Ambassador Sumin Park stood in front of the large screen on the Thunderbolt's bridge. Her heart was beating fast, but her face looked calm. She was about to talk to aliens for the first time in human history. "Channel open, Ambassador," said Lieutenant Min Seo Lee. Ambassador Park took a deep breath and began to speak. "Greetings, members of the Galactic Council. I am Ambassador Sumin Park from the planet Earth. We come in peace and hope to join your community of worlds. On the main council planet, the aliens watched the human woman on their screens. Many of them had never seen a human before. Some thought humans looked strange, with only 2 arms and no tentacles or wings. High Counselor Zack stepped forward. He was still nervous, but he tried to sound friendly. Greetings, Ambassador Park. I am High Counselor Zax. We welcome you to our part of the galaxy. As Zack spoke, other council members whispered to each other. Some were excited to meet a new species. Others were scared of the big human ship. One council member, a small alien that looked like a talking plant, spoke up. But how do we know they're really peaceful? That ship looks like it could destroy us all. Zax waved one of his 4 arms to quiet the room. Please, let's hear what the humans have to say. Back on the Thunderbolt, Ambassador Park continued. We understand our ship might look scary, but we built it big to travel very far. We had to cross many stars to reach you. Captain Jae-hoon Kim stepped into view. I'm Captain Kim. Our ship, the Thunderbolt, is strong, but we don't want to fight. We want to be friends and learn from you. The aliens seemed to relax a little when they heard this, but some were still unsure. On the council planet, an alien with big eyes and long ears asked, "What do the humans want from us?" Ambassador Park smiled. We want to share knowledge. We can teach you things, and you can teach us. We also hope to trade and work together to explore the galaxy. As the humans talked, more and more aliens started to like them. But not everyone was happy. In a dark corner of the council room, 3 aliens whispered to each other. They didn't like the idea of humans joining the council. These humans could ruin everything, said one. We need to stop them. But how? Asked another. Their ship is too strong. The 3rd alien smiled in a mean way. We don't need to beat their ship. We just need to make the council think humans are dangerous. While the 3 aliens plotted, Zax was starting to like the humans. Perhaps we should meet in person, he said to Ambassador Park. We could show you our planet. Park's face lit up. We would be honored, High Counselor. Captain Kim looked worried. Ambassador, are you sure it's safe? Park nodded. We have to trust them, Captain. It's the only way to make friends. Kim thought for a moment, then agreed. Okay, but I'm coming with you, and we'll bring some guards just in case. As the humans got ready to visit the alien planet, Engineer Yun Jae-lee checked their spacesuits. These will keep you safe from any alien germs, she said. Soon, a small ship left the Thunderbolt. Inside were Ambassador Park, Captain Kim, and 4 guards. They flew towards the council planet, excited and a little scared. On the planet, aliens gathered to see the humans land. Some were happy, some were afraid, and some were angry. As the human ship touched down, Zax walked up to meet them. Welcome to our world, he said. Ambassador Park was the first to step out. She looked around at all the strange aliens and amazing buildings. Thank you, High Counselor, she said. We're so happy to be here. Captain Kim came out next, followed by the guards. He kept his hand near his weapon, just in case. What no one knew was that the 3 angry aliens were watching. They had a plan to cause trouble. They wanted to make the humans look bad. As humans and aliens began to talk and get to know each other, the 3 troublemakers waited for their chance. The future of human-alien friendship hung in the balance. Would the meeting go well, or would something go wrong? The first step towards peace had been taken, but danger was hiding nearby. The big meeting room was full of aliens. They all looked different. Some had many eyes, others had scales, and a few even glowed. In the middle stood Ambassador Sumin Park and Captain Jae-hoon Kim. They were the first humans to ever set foot in the Galactic Council. High Counselor Zax raised all 4 of his arms. Quiet, please, he said. The room became silent. Our guests from Earth will now speak. Ambassador Park stepped forward. She smiled, but her eyes were serious. Thank you for welcoming us, she said. "Now we have something important to say." The aliens leaned in to listen. Some looked curious, others looked worried. Captain Kim cleared his throat. "Earth wants to join the Galactic Council," he said in a strong voice. "We are ready to take our place among the stars." The room erupted in noise. Some aliens cheered, but many started to argue. "Impossible," shouted a lizard-like alien. "They just got here." "But look at their ship," said another. "They're already so advanced." High Counselor Zax tried to calm everyone down. "Please, let's hear them out," he said. Ambassador Park spoke again. "We know this is sudden," she said, "but Earth has much to offer. We can help protect the galaxy. We can share our science and art." Captain Kim added, "And we can learn from you too. Together, we can do great things." The aliens talked among themselves. Some nodded, thinking it was a good idea. Others shook their heads or tentacles, not liking it. Then Captain Kim said something that made everyone gasp. "We need your answer in 48 hours, he said. "Earth is ready to join now. We hope you are ready to welcome us." The room went crazy. Aliens were yelling and waving their limbs. "That's not a request. It's a demand," someone shouted. "Are they threatening us?" asked another. High Counselor Zax looked worried. He turned to the humans. "Captain, Ambassador, this is very sudden. We need time to think and talk." Ambassador Park nodded. "We understand," she said, "but Earth has waited a long time for this moment. We don't want to wait any longer." As the arguing got louder, the three plotting aliens from before smiled at each other. This was just what they wanted. One of them, a small purple alien named Vix, whispered to the others, "See, the humans are bullies. They're trying to force their way in." The second plotter, a tall, thin alien called Zur, nodded. "Yes, and now everyone is scared and angry. This is perfect." The third alien, a round, furry one named Gloop, giggled. "Our plan is working," he said. Meanwhile, Captain Kim and Ambassador Park went back to their ship to wait. As they left, aliens were still arguing. On the small ship, Park looked worried. "Do you think we pushed too hard?" she asked Kim. Kim shook his head. "We had to show them we're serious," he said. "They need to know we're strong." Back in the council room, Zax was trying to bring order. "We have a big decision to make," he said. "In 2 days, we must choose. Do we let humans join us or not?" Some council members were afraid of saying no. They thought the humans might get angry and attack. Others were excited about having humans join. They thought humans could help make the galaxy better. As the council argued, no one noticed Vix, Zor, and Gloop sneaking out of the room. They had another part of their plan to do. "Now we'll show everyone how dangerous humans really are," Vix said with an evil smile. The next 2 days would change the galaxy forever. Humans waited nervously on their ship. Aliens argued in the council. And 3 troublemakers worked in secret to ruin everything. The clock was ticking. Soon, the council would have to make their biggest decision ever. Would they welcome humans or turn them away? And what would happen if they said no? Everyone in the galaxy held their breath, waiting to see what would happen next. While Captain Kim and Ambassador Park were on the alien planet, life on the Thunderbolt went on. The big ship floated in space, its crew busy with many jobs. In the engine room, engineer Yun Jili was hard at work. She was young, but very smart. Yunji checked the big engines that made the ship go. She wanted everything to work perfectly. "How's it looking, Yunji?" asked her helper, a robot named Boop. Yunji smiled. "Good, Boop. The engines are running great. We could fly home to Earth right now if we needed to." But Yunji hoped they wouldn't have to leave. She wanted to learn about alien technology. Maybe she could make the Thunderbolt even better. Up on the bridge, Lieutenant Min Seo Lee was in charge. She sat in the captain's chair, watching the stars and the alien ships. "Keep our shields up," Min Seo told the crew. We don't want any surprises." Suddenly, a young man ran onto the bridge. This was Ensign Jun-Ho Park. He looked very worried. "Lieutenant," he shouted, "I think we have a problem." Min-seo stood up. "What is it, Ensign?" Jun-Ho held up a tablet. "I've been listening to alien radio talks. I think some of them are planning something bad." In another part of the ship, Spy Master Taiwan Choi sat in a dark room. He was old with gray hair, but his eyes were sharp. Taiwan was very good at finding out secrets. He looked at many screens showing alien news and messages. Something didn't feel right to him. Just then, his computer made a beeping noise. Taiwan saw a secret message from the alien planet. His eyes got big as he read it. "Oh no," he said. "We're in danger." Taiwan quickly called the bridge. "Lieutenant Lee," he said, "we have a big problem. Some aliens are planning to attack our ship." Min-seo's face turned white. "Are you sure, Spy Master?" "Yes," said Taiwan. "They want to make us look bad. They think if they attack us, we'll fight back. Then the council will think we're dangerous." Min-seo thought fast. "We need to tell the captain," she said. "But our radio isn't working well with the alien air." "I can fix that," said Yunji, who had just come to the bridge. "Give me 10 minutes." While Yunji worked on the radio, Taiwan kept reading alien messages. He found out more about the bad aliens' plan. "There are 3 of them," he told Min-seo. "They want to use a small ship to shoot at us. They think we'll shoot back and start a war." Min-seo shook her head. "We won't fall for that," she said. "We'll show them humans are peaceful." Soon, Yunji fixed the radio. Min-seo called Captain Kim right away. On the alien planet, Kim was surprised to get the call. "What's wrong, Lieutenant?" he asked. Min-seo told him everything. Kim's face got very serious. "Good work, everyone," he said. "Now we need to stop these aliens without fighting. I have a plan." Kim told Min-seo what to do. She smiled as she heard the plan. "That's very clever, Captain," she said. "We'll be ready." After the call, Kim went to find Ambassador Park. She was talking with some friendly aliens. "Ambassador," Kim said quietly, "we need to talk. There's a problem." Park looked worried, but she stayed calm. "Excuse me," she told the aliens. "I need to speak with my captain." As Kim and Park walked away, he told her about the attack plan. Park asked. "This is terrible," she said. "What can we do?" Kim smiled a little. "Don't worry," he said. "Our crew is smart. We have a plan to stop the attack and show everyone that humans come in peace." Park nodded. "I hope it works," she said. "The whole future of human-alien friendship depends on it." Back on the Thunderbolt, the crew got ready. They didn't know when the attack would come, but they would be prepared. Yunji checked the shields one more time. Min-seo watched the alien ships carefully. Taiwan kept looking for more secret messages. Everyone on the human ship waited nervously. They knew that soon they would have to prove that humans were both strong and peaceful. It would not be easy, but they were ready to try. The next few hours would decide everything. Would the humans top the attack? Would the council believe they came in peace? The whole galaxy waited to see what would happen next. The big round room of the Galactic Council was noisy. Aliens of all shapes and sizes were talking loudly. Some had many arms waving in the air. Others had long necks stretching up high. They were all trying to be heard. High Counselor Zack stood in the middle. He looked tired. For hours, the council had been talking about the humans. Should they let humans join the Galactic Council? It was a hard choice. "Please, everyone," Zack shouted. "We must calm down and think clearly." Slowly, the room got quiet. All eyes, and some tentacles, turned to Zack's. "We have less than a day left," Zack said. "We must decide about the humans. Let's hear from everyone." A tall, thin alien with green skin stood up. This was Counselor Leary. "The humans are too dangerous," she said. "Their ship is too big. What if they attack us?" Many aliens nodded. They were scared of the human ship. But then, a small round alien that looked like a fluffy ball bounced up. This was Counselor Palm. "But the humans said they come in peace," Palm said. "Maybe they can help us. Their ship could protect us from bad aliens." Some aliens cheered. They liked this idea. Another alien, one that looked like a big tree, spoke next. This was Counselor Bark. "The humans have new ideas," Bark said in a deep voice. "We could learn much from them. And they could learn from us." More aliens nodded. Learning new things sounded good. But not everyone agreed. A snake-like alien named Sis hissed loudly. "We don't need humans," Sis said. "They'll take over everything. They'll ruin our way of life." The room got noisy again. Some aliens were yelling at each other. Zax looked worried. In a corner, the three plotting aliens, Vix, Zor, and Gloop, smiled. They liked seeing everyone argue. "Our plan is working," Vix whispered. "Soon, everyone will hate the humans." But then, something happened that surprised everyone. A very old alien slowly stood up. This was Counselor Wise. Wise was so old, no one knew what planet he came from. Everyone respected Wise. The room got very quiet. Even the three bad aliens stopped talking. Wise looked around the room. When he spoke, his voice was soft but strong. "Friends," Wise said, "we are scared. It's okay to be scared. New things are often scary." All the aliens listened carefully. "But we must not let fear decide for us," Wise continued. "Long ago, when this council started, we were all scared of each other. But we became friends. We learned to work together." Wise pointed to the big window where they could see the human ship. "The humans are new," Wise said. "They are different. But that's good. Different ideas make us all better. If we welcome the humans, we might learn wonderful new things." Many aliens started to nod. They liked what Wise was saying. But Wise added, "We must be careful too. We should watch the humans closely. If they are truly peaceful, they will understand." Zax smiled. "Thank you, Counselor Wise," he said. "You have given us much to think about." The aliens started to talk again, but this time they were calmer. Many were thinking hard about what Wise had said. Zax looked at a big clock on the wall. "We have a few hours left," he said. "Let's take a break. Think about everything we've heard. Then we'll come back and vote." As the aliens left the room, many were still unsure. Should they trust the humans, or were humans too dangerous? The three bad aliens, Vix, Zor, and Gloop, looked angry. Their plan wasn't working as well as they hoped. They knew they had to do something soon. High Counselor Zax stayed in the empty room. He looked out at the stars and the big human ship. He had a big decision to make. The future of the whole galaxy might depend on what he decided about the humans. As Zax thought hard, the clock kept ticking. Soon, it would be time to decide. Would humans join the Galactic Council, or would they be sent away? The whole galaxy waited to find out. The three bad aliens, Vix, Zor, and Gloop, were very angry. Their plan to make the council hate humans wasn't working well. They met in a dark, empty room to talk. "We need to do something now," Vix said. His purple skin was almost red with anger. Zor nodded his long, thin head. "Yes, we must attack the human ship before the council votes." Gloop, round and furry, bounced up and down. "But how? Their ship is so big and strong." Vix smiled in an evil way. "I have a plan. Follow me." Meanwhile, on the human ship Thunderbolt, Captain Jae-hoon Kim and his crew were ready. They knew some aliens might try to attack them. "Any sign of trouble?" Captain Kim asked. Lieutenant Min Seo Lee looked at her screens. "Nothing yet, Captain, but we're watching carefully." Suddenly, Spy Master Taiwan Choi ran onto the bridge. "Captain, I just got a message. The bad aliens are on the move." Captain Kim stood up straight. "This is it, everyone. Remember the plan. We must stay calm and not fight back. We need to show we come in peace." Back on the alien planet, High Counselor Zax was getting ready for the big vote. He didn't know about the attack that was coming. Just then, a small ship flew out from behind the planet. It was heading straight for the Thunderbolt. On the bridge of the Thunderbolt, alarms started to ring. "Captain," shouted Lieutenant Lee, "a small ship is coming at us fast." Captain Kim nodded. "Shields up, but do not fire. I repeat, do not fire." The small ship got closer and closer. Inside were Vix, Zor, and Gloop. They were laughing, thinking their plan would work. "When we shoot them, they'll shoot back," Vix said. "Then everyone will see how dangerous humans are." On the planet, aliens started to notice the small ship. Many were confused. "What's happening?" asked Counselor Leary. "Is that ship attacking the humans?" Counselor Palm bounced nervously. High Counselor Zax looked worried. "This is not good," he said. The small ship was very close to the Thunderbolt now. Vix pushed a big red button. "Fire!" he yelled. A bright beam of light shot out from the small ship. It hit the Thunderbolt's shields. The shields lit up but didn't break. On the Thunderbolt's bridge, the crew held on tight as the ship shook a little. "Shields holding, Captain," said Engineer Yun Chuli. "No damage." Captain Kim stood tall. "Good. Remember, we do not shoot back. Prepare to use our secret weapon." The bad aliens in the small ship were surprised. They thought the humans would attack them. "Why aren't they firing?" Gloop asked, confused. "They must be scared," Zor said. "Let's hit them again." The small ship fired another beam. Again, it hit the Thunderbolt's shields but didn't hurt the big ship. On the planet, all the aliens were watching. They were amazed that the humans didn't fight back. "Look," said Counselor Bark. "The humans aren't attacking. They really do come in peace." Many aliens started to cheer for the humans. They were happy to see that humans were not dangerous. High Counselor Zax smiled. "This changes everything," he said. In the small ship, the three bad aliens were getting scared. Their plan wasn't working. "What do we do now?" Gloop cried. Suddenly, a bright light came from the Thunderbolt. It wasn't a weapon. It was a big screen. On the screen, everyone could see inside the human ship. They saw humans of all kinds working together. They saw aliens living on the ship too, happy and safe. Captain Kim's face appeared on the screen. He spoke to everyone watching. "People of the Galactic Council," he said, "we do not want to fight. We want to be friends. Look at our ship. We have aliens living with us already. We can all work together for a better galaxy." The aliens on the planet cheered loudly. They weren't scared of humans anymore. They were excited. In the small ship, Vix, Zor, and Gloop knew they had lost. Their plan had failed completely. High Counselor Zax stood up tall. He looked at all the other aliens, then at the human ship. "I think," he said with a big smile, "it's time for us to vote." The big room of the Galactic Council was very quiet. All the aliens were waiting to hear what would happen next. High Counselor Zax stood in the middle, looking very serious. "Before we vote," Zax said, "I think we should hear from the humans one last time." He turned to look at Captain Jae-hoon Kim and Ambassador Soo-min Park. They had just come back from their ship after the attack. "Please," Zax said, "tell us why we should let humans join our council." Captain Kim stepped forward. He looked at all the different aliens in the room. Some were big, some were small. Some had many eyes, others had no eyes at all. But they were all watching him. "Friends," Kim said in a strong voice, "we know you were scared of us at first. Our ship is big and strong, but we built it that way to protect ourselves as we traveled across the stars to find you." Many aliens nodded. They understood being scared in space. Ambassador Park spoke next. "We humans have many things to share," she said with a kind smile. "We have art and music. We have stories and science. But most of all, we want to learn from you too." Some aliens smiled back. They liked the idea of sharing and learning. "We proved today that we don't want to fight," Captain Kim added. "When that ship attacked us, we didn't shoot back. We showed you who we really are instead." The aliens started to talk excitedly. They remembered how surprised they were when the humans didn't fight. Just then, the doors opened. Some guards brought in 3 aliens, Vix, Zor, and Gloop. These were the bad aliens who tried to attack the human ship. "We caught them trying to run away," one guard said. High Counselor Zax looked very angry. "You 3 caused a lot of trouble," he said. "You put everyone in danger." Vix, Zor, and Gloop looked very sorry now. They knew they had done a bad thing. But then Captain Kim did something that surprised everyone. He walked over to the 3 bad aliens. "We forgive you," he said kindly. "We understand you were scared of us. But now you see we want to be friends, not enemies." The whole room was quiet. The aliens couldn't believe what they were seeing. Ambassador Park joined Captain Kim. "In our culture," she said, "we believe in second chances. Maybe these 3 can learn to help make the galaxy better, just like all of us." The 3 bad aliens started to cry. They felt bad about what they did, but happy that the humans forgave them. High Counselor Zax smiled. "I think," he said, "we have seen the true heart of humanity today." He turned to face all the aliens in the room. "It's time to vote," he said. "Should we let humans join the Galactic Council?" One by one, the aliens voted. Some used computers. Others raised their hands or tentacles. A few changed color to show they agreed. Finally, it was done. Zax looked at the results. The room was very quiet as everyone waited. Zax smiled a big smile. "The vote is clear," he said. "Humans are now part of the Galactic Council." The room exploded with happy sounds. Aliens cheered and clapped. Some bounced up and down. Others flashed bright colors. Captain Kim and Ambassador Park hugged each other. They were so happy their mission had worked. "Welcome, humans," Zax said, shaking hands with Kim and Park. "We have much to do together." As the aliens celebrated, Counselor Wise, the very old alien, came up to the humans. "You have brought a new light to our galaxy," Wise said softly. "Together, we will all shine brighter." Outside, the stars seemed to twinkle more brightly. The human ship Thunderbolt didn't look scary anymore. Now it was a symbol of new friendship. The galaxy had changed forever. Humans and aliens were no longer strangers. They were friends, ready to explore the universe together. As the party began, everyone knew this was just the beginning of a great new adventure.